What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout, and I'm here with the final How to Play BT22 guide. Oh my god, we actually covered all of them. And this is How to Play BT22 full archetype. A new Dark Brawly? Maybe. We'll go and check it out, guys. But before we begin, two things. First off, Zenkai Showdown 23rd and 24th of September. Tickets are on sale until the 17th of September. If you haven't secured your ticket yet, link is in the description below. And also a huge shout out to the Coffee Club, our lovely $2 and up patrons who buy us coffee, they keep us going, and eventually, hopefully very soon, we will replace the broken table. Guys, thank you so much. If you wish to support us this way, you absolutely don't need to. But if you wish to support us this way, a link to our Patreon is in the description below. And yeah, I think that's everything. Roll the video! As with all of our videos, let's start with the breakdown. So, we will give you a brief archetype breakdown. We'll show you lines of play, interactions, strategy, our deck list, and then we will go over the first 3 turns of the game. And then we'll just wrap it up with a summary. Let's go! Here is our leader, the long-awaited full activate main, once per turn, draw 1, add 1 card up to 1 from life to hand, and then look at top 5, tutor, and put a card into your Z deck face up. This is phenomenal. This is insanely good. Like I have been telling you through every single guide, leaders who draw on turn 1 without swinging, just with activate main, are amazing. And this one draws 2. So if you go first, turn 1 you draw 2, because you draw 1 and you take a card from your life. Turn 2 you once again draw 2. And then, for example, let's say you drop to 4 and then you can awaken, then you draw even more. Yeah, this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. The only downside is that we can only awaken on 4 lives or less. That's a huge downside. Okay, not that huge, because we are playing a leader who takes his own lives. But we likely won't awaken before, like, turn 3. I think that we likely won't awaken before turn 3. On the awakened side, he's super full. And this one is just a pure upgrade. It's a pure upgrade. First, once again, activate main, draw 1, and then do the weird tutor where you put things into your Z deck. Now you don't need to swing again for this, so you're playing a leader which just doesn't need to attack, which is awesome. And then he has activate battle. If it's your opponent's turn, choose up to 1 of your black Camber cards in rest mode, then switch the target of the attack to that card. Insane. Just insane. Like, you can't imagine how stupidly powerful this is. This is literally in defense a negate, basically a negate after the combo phase. So if your opponent out-combos you, I mean, like, not out-combos you, but if he combos and makes a big attacker, you can just say, like, okay, activate battle, now you attack Camber. We just wasted his combo power. If he doesn't combo, but let's say, like, oh, triple striker or something, yeah, okay, you attack Camber now. Like, wow, I'm out of words. Like, this is bonkers. Now we have a Z extra card, the key card of our deck, Fool's Laboratory. Activate main, so limit to 1. Choose up to 1 of your black full battle cards with Z stack. So this is our Z battle card. Then place up to 1 black Camber card from your Z deck under the chosen card. And then you'll see how we play them, basically. It also has an activate battle, which is really like, if push comes to shove, it saves you. But you sacrifice so much for it. Limit 1, discard 1 from hand and remove this card from the game. As activate battle, play up to 1 black Camber with an energy cost of 6 from your Z deck face up in rest mode with its skills negated for the turn. So what this means is, if you're really pressured and you see your opponent swinging for later and you have no Cambers, you can, once per game, Do this, play a Camber, sacrifice your lab, play a Camber, use your leader's activate battle, and make that Camber the target of the attack, and get out of it. Like once per game. Super risky, but a huge payoff, because you've survived basically. So yeah, this is our Z extra card. Then we have a Z battle card. This is our second key card. We need a full Z battle card to play our Cambers, because only Z battle cards have Z stack. So there is a very good argument here for using the old full Z battle card, maybe even using more of them, because this one has deflect, which is okay, but what it doesn't have is barrier. It doesn't have barrier. So if you are running, let's say, 2 of them, and your opponent removes them, tough luck. You just lost. Like you're really screwed right now, because you can't put your Cambers under your foes, because it's a Z stack card. So yeah, this is the weak point of the deck. So I suggest still running at least some old fools from the Camber archetype, because these ones have deflect and barrier. They are much better than this one. However, this one also has its own utilities, and he performs very well in your deck, and he has some sort of a protection in his permanent. Now we have 2 boss monsters basically. It's like fated rivals. This is the first one, Super Full Assault Dominator. Yeah, okay, interesting name. Dual attacker, limit 1, Overlord once per turn. Okay, sure. So activate main. For 2 black energy, you basically get to play your other boss monster, which is the 7-cost Camber. We will go over it immediately after this one. And then it has activate battle once per turn, choose up to one of your black Camber battle cards, and it gains servant until the end of your opponent's turn. Which means that it's basically give a Camber plus 10k for free, for 0 investment, and you will always get a Camber because of the activate main. Yeah, this one, oh man, this one is just wow. However, there is no protection whatsoever, no deflect, no barrier, nothing. So it's kinda balanced in that way. Let's check out the Camber. The Camber which we're playing is this one, and I really love this one. Like, this one is phenomenal. Why? Because he is barrier removal in black. That's massive, that's huge when you have barrier removal in black. Then you can also give him servant, so he is 35k, which isn't bad. He doesn't have keyword skills, so he can't deal like double damage, triple damage, but he is a barrier removal guy who can also swing for 35k. And you get him in for basically free, a long fool. That's awesome. However, there is one cool thing about this one. It's a massive buff to the Camber deck, as you can just remove the SSB VG2. So there is this awful VG2 5 drop which literally nobody plays because it's awful. Basically it's a barrier blocker, and your opponent can't counter when your 8-cost Cambers attack and stuff, but they get a barrier blocker like you give to your opponent. And we never had an answer outside of Smoke Dragon. Well, there you go. You have Camber for 1 energy, remove it, and then just swing lethal with your 8-drop. Phenomenal. Amazing card. We have a set of free full cards and free Camber cards. These are our full cards. They enter for 1 energy. The first one tutors for a card, the second one draws a card, and then the third one warps a card. So for 1 energy, plus they're like 15k, it's not bad. Like these are pretty solid. We also have free Cambers. All of them have servants, so all of them are 20ks. The first one combos with a card, the second one warps a card, and the third one warps a card from hand. You play them for free, so they're completely free. You play them from under your foes. So that's how you cheat them in. That's like the semi-dark brawl. I think you will see when we get into the turn breakdown. But yeah, these are our Cambers. Here is our deck list. The only change that I would make to it is just bump the free copies of one of these Cambers to 4. I will explain to you why, but however, link is in the description below. I have tried to make it somewhat budget for you guys. We are playing some odd choices, like we're playing this Mechis, because then we can just bottom deck the Cambers and draw cards, because he has Overlord. We're playing 2 copies of this Mask Saiyan because I love this card. This card is amazing. It's basically a bean, so that's cool. And then we have the rest of the deck. It's not an optimized list. Use it as a blueprint. Link is in the description below, and let's just jump into the mulligan. This is our mulligan. So you keep this full, right? You don't necessarily need this one. You can take the one that draws. Don't take the one that warps. If you're going first, doesn't make a lot of sense. But either go with this one or the one that draws. Then keep this Camber, specifically this Camber. Keep this one, trust me. And lastly, you can keep like the boss monster. I always love keeping at least 1 copy of my boss monsters, because these are the ones that we can't really tutor for. So it's always good to have at least 1 in your starting hand. Let's dive into the turns breakdown. So it's turns breakdown time. Your first 2 turns are usually the same, and then from turn 3 onward, you have more variety of plays. As with all of our guides, we will show you the first 3 turns of the game, and you can take it from there. Specifically, I will give you a full breakdown of turns 1 and 2, and then I'll show you what you can do on 3, and then you can just take it from there. As always, we will be using the provided deck list. We are assuming that you went first and that you have kept the mulligan. Let's check out what Fu can do. Turn 1, the usual setup. Alright guys, this is our usual setup. We start with charge 1, activate main, we take a life, look at top 5, send this Fu. So you want to send Fu from the top 5 to the Z deck, trust me. Then you shuffle the deck, pay 1 to play the Fu that we have kept, and send this Camber, specifically this Camber, to the Z deck. Then add Fu, which you send to the Z deck, back into your hand. You play the 5 drop. Now his ability triggers, you look at top 5, you grab a Camber. Let's say you grab this one, you shuffle the deck, and then you pass the turn. Turn 2, getting our Z cards out. Alright, so check it out guys. We start. Charge 1, draw 1. Then pay 1 and 1 Z energy. Where did you get the Z energy from? Well, you always get it turn 2. You always combo something to have a Z energy today. So, just pay and then play this Fu. Now his Z stack activates. And you put this Camber, specifically this Camber, from the Z deck under Fu. And then you use your Fu's activate main to send this other Camber to the Z deck. Now, regarding the Camber that you have placed under Fu, you use his activate main to play him for free. And now it's time to attack. You attack and you combo with a card from the drop and you charge it into the Z energy. Now you have your second Z energy and you still have 1 energy in active mode. And you pay 1 energy and 1 Z energy. We pay 1 energy and 1 Z energy to play our field card. Congratulations, you have both of your Z cards out. Then we use the field card's activate main, we target the Camber that we sent to the Z deck, and we stack it under Fu. So we just place it under our Z stack Fu. And he is another free play, because we use his activate main to play him for free under a Fu. So we play him, time to attack, he attacks, his auto triggers, our opponent warps 1 from hand, attack resolves, and then we can do our leader's activate main. We can just do our thing, grab a life, tutor, do what our leader does, and then we pass the turn. Turn 3. What to do now? On turn 3 we have a few options. So these are just a couple of them. We can awaken. If we went down to 4 lives, we can definitely awaken. We can play our boss monster for a single energy. So we can't do the full boss monster yet because our opponent needs to be on 3 energies. So if we went first, we can do the Camber. And then we can also do like the Camber chain. which Cambers you play and how and in which order and which fools you play. This highly depends on what you're playing against. That's why we're not breaking it down. But here are just some of your options. Before we end the video, let's jump into the summary. Fu looks like a fair dark Broly. He looks like a fair version of an unfair deck, basically. And he also looks like an extremely flexible black aggro deck with a ton of free/cheap plays. I believe that this is one of those decks which are easy to pick up. Like you have seen, it's not difficult to play it on a basic level, but it's gonna be super hard to master. It's definitely one of those that's gonna be hard to master, to learn how to sequence properly, to learn when do you use certain fools, when do you use certain Cambers. That's gonna be difficult. That is gonna be the hard part, and not everyone is gonna be able to do that. So if you pick up this deck and it's performing poorly, just keep at it, learn how to play it, learn your matchups. I believe that this one is gonna be very rewarding once you have learned how to do this. That being said, the deck has a massive weakness in its reliance on the Fu Z battle cards, one of which doesn't have barrier, which is quite a problem. If your opponent sides against Fu, and they will be siding against Fu, and they manage to get rid of your Z battle cards before you can get all of your Cambers and stuff out, then you just kinda lost. That's the problem. Like, it's a massive weakness. There are no ways to work around this yet. At least none that I have found, so please be aware of this. If you're looking at how to beat Fu, this is one of the ways. Lastly, I just want to say that it looks fun. Try it out. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below. Are you hyped for Fu? Are you hyped to try this deck out? It looks fun. It looks very fun. I'm interested in giving it a go. I don't usually play black decks, but this one, I might give this one a shot. It looks very fun. Let me know in the comments below. I read all of your comments. I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. And guys, with this video, we have officially covered every single BT22 archetype. Every single one of them. Finally, we've actually done it on time. For once. And starting tomorrow, we will be showing you a couple of those archetypes which got support in the set. So stay tuned for that one. Make sure to subscribe, share the video, hit those like and subscribe buttons. We are on our way to 3,000 subs, and when we get there, I'm gonna give away a booster box. Yeah, when we get there, I'm telling it in this video, we're gonna give away a booster box of BT22. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.